Hello, Kayak Mike here, owner operator of online catfishing tournaments. I've been running tournaments for the last I don't know 6 years or so. I've hosted 250 to 300, if not more. I've competed in 200 to 300, if not more. And that's just online events. It doesn't include all the personal events. And Ohio Valley River Cats. I help them out with their administration and stuff. I'm not gonna no false claims here. I don't run the tournament. That's all Mr. Hannon. I just help out on the side. I help them do their recording, etc. Every single year in the beginning of our season, our online catfishing tournament season, I like to put out a video educating people on trophy catfish and paylakes, how devastating they are to the population of catfish in general, and how they essentially destroyed the Ohio River system. And they are attempting to destroy other systems as we speak because they are being caught in other states illegally doing stuff, all that fun stuff. This is kind of the perfect storm and perfect timing because we have a representative of Kentucky, Bill Wesley, who just publicly opposed a bill that's going to try and go into Kentucky to prevent the transport of live trophy catfish from commercial fishermen. I don't feel like he's educated on the topic. If you just read his post on how he plans on supporting his Paylakes and going fishing at him. He clearly doesn't understand the animal abuse that's involved. I'd be willing to bet he doesn't know about the 300,000 pounds that were just recently busted by 25 people for illegally harvesting trophy catfish. I hope this video gets back to him because unfortunately, in our world, the people on our side who are very anti commercial fishing of trophy fish, sometimes you can have a little too much vitriol in your responses to individuals, which sometimes can shut them down immediately. I've been attacked by people on our side simply by stating my opinion, and I think I might be the only tournament administrator who has in his rule book, if you fish trophy pay lakes, you're banned for life. If you're caught fishing trophy pay lakes, like not in my tournament, I mean in general, if you post a picture of you at a pay lake and I find out about it, I will message you and say, if you post another photo of you at a pay lake, you are banned from my scene for life. That's been our rule since day one. I would like all administrators to get on that wavelength. Is that enough? No. I'm just one very, very small piece of the puzzle, but at least me and the people I work with are doing something tangible. That is tangible. We are taking posts off of Facebook. We are taking people out of Paylakes. Is it all of them? Absolutely not. Is it a very small percentage? Yes, but it's tangible evidence. So let's bring up this senator. And again, please, I'm not asking you guys to go bash this guy. I'm asking you guys when you send in phone calls and when you send in emails to this guy, be professional about it and explain what a trophy pay lake is. So I believe it's a little farther down here. I think it's this one right here. Okay, so he posts a picture of maybe that's his granddad or something, with fish. I don't believe this is a pay lake, but if you just read this, he clearly doesn't. He clearly doesn't understand what a pay lake is and what they have done. So if this guy supports pay lakes, we also have to let him know that he's supporting people who are and so this is 25 people who illegally did over 300,000 pounds, and that was just these people that got caught. It's millions of pounds of fish every single year, millions. And what I would like to explain to this gentleman, if you support Paylakes, you're essentially just saying you're pro animal abuse. If you put on paper and just take the title away, what a dog fighting ring is versus what a trophy catfishing pay lake is, this one is 10 times more inhumane. And we would all agree this is one of the most messed up things you can do on the planet. So, if this one's more inhumane and this is one of the most messed up things you could do on the planet, this one should probably be illegal as well. Let me explain. You take out the names. You have a dog fighting ring where a dog is bred, born, nurtured, grown, trained to fight, but there is a level of care to get this animal to its ultimate demise. Not saying it's okay. It's still awful. And then the dog will fight and they will treat it back to health and then put him back in the ring. They will breed better dogs to produce better fighting dogs. It's an awful, disgusting, and it's all based around gambling. That's all it's based around. Trophy pay lakes are the same exact thing. Now, I'm sure someone's going to grab a photo of the time a kid at one point in time was at a pay lake reeling in a fish and he was happy. But let's call a spade here. Trophy pay lakes are just in existence for gambling. That's all they're there for. You get in pots, you try and catch the biggest fish, and what a trophy pay lake does is they take there's a lot of really good videos on YouTube, and there's two gentlemen. I wish I pulled them up, but I can't right now because I'm finally getting this recording done. There's two gentlemen who did a very 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 good diagnostics of how these fish get stocked. They get illegally taken by the hundreds of thousands of pounds and put into farms, these giant ponds, and then from those ponds, they get their fins stamped, and then from these ponds they go to pay lakes, and then the commercial fishermen get paid out that way. They're only allowed one, I believe, a day per boat. So how do you get hundreds of thousands of pounds of trophy catfish to these pay lakes, which they post their videos? They will post their videos on Facebook. Hey, we have 2,000 going in this lake. We have 6,000 pounds going in this lake. We have 8,000. If you just do the math, if you just divide, well, 30 to 50 pound fish is 40 to 50 inches. It's we only have X amount of commercial licenses out there. They're only allowed one a day. You just do the math in your head. You know for a fact sometimes in one load that's more than a year's worth of a commercial, and there's only X. So something's not adding up. So they're clearly doing it illegally. And what happens at the trophy pay lakes is they bring these fish in, these fish that are 5, 10, 20, 25 years old, from the wild. So it's basically a form of animal trafficking and slavery. So you take these fish from the wild and you put them in a lot of these fish. Some of them might have been living in 100-foot holes most of their life. Some of them might have been living in 80-foot holes most of their life. Some of them might have been living in greatly oxygenated water right below a dam most of their lives. And now they are in a 5-foot mud puddle with no food. These fish don't get fed. Do dog pellets get thrown out occasionally? Sure. But these fish don't get fed. Sometimes when the fish aren't biting enough, these pay lake owners will shock the water with chemicals to irritate them so they hit more. So they're not fed. They die in a matter of weeks. They are just caught nonstop, and then people win pots and they're just discarded. So you have one hand dogfighting ring where you have some level of nurture, but then they fight each other, and it's the dogs fighting each other. It's not the humans abusing the dogs. Like, they are, don't get me wrong, but it's the act of the dog fight is the dogs attacking each other. The act of a trophy catfishing pay lake is humans are torturing this fish. Not only did they pull them out of their environment, not only are they not feeding them, not only are they shocking them to irritate them to bite the hook, because let's face it, when a trophy catfish gets put out of his element, a lot of times they just lose the will to live and they just won't eat. Well, now you got to shock them. And then humans are constantly catching them, releasing them, catching them, releasing them, catching them, releasing them, until they slowly fade away and die. And when they die, what happens? They get discarded. The meat doesn't even get consumed because you probably can't. It's probably poisonous at that point. The meat doesn't get consumed. They get tossed out and they just get replaced by the next batch of wild trophy catfish. If you put both those on paper, I'm sorry, the trophy catfishing is 1,000 times more inhumane than a dogfighting ring. And I think we would all agree, 100% of us would agree, a dogfighting ring is one of the most vicious, vile things you could do on the planet. Yet this gentleman, Bill Wesley, is pro trophy catfishing pay lakes. I don't feel like he's stupid. You don't become a representative of a state by being stupid. You might get there by backdoor deals. They're going to think about their own self interest, but you don't get there by being stupid. And only someone who is stupid would support something that tortures other animals. Like, it's just torture. That's all it is. Period. End of story. And what's it for? It's for gambling. Like, that's all it's for. It's not like you have, you and your family going out every day. No, if you go to these pay lakes, you go to any of these pay lakes any of these days, not the kids' day, go like any normal day. It's going to be a bunch of middle-aged men with 10-foot poles trying to win a pot inside. That's all they are for, period, end of story. So I really, really hope this gets back to him, and I really hope he He understands by saying he supports this, he's supporting animal torture. And I don't want any of my representatives supporting animal torture. If you want to look up the bill, House Bill 397, and let me give you some stats on the Ohio River. So if you fish anywhere else in the country, if you catch 10 fish in 2 days, you're probably going to average 20 to 30 pounds. You know, if you're a competitive fisherman and you are a very good competitive fisherman, one, most tournaments don't even run 5 fish a day because their river systems, like your live wells can't support that many fish because too many are going to be too big. In Ohio, we unfortunately, we have what's called the Ohio Valley River Cast Tournament every single year. And if you just go back to the last 3 years of results, they're kind of an absolute joke. If I go anywhere in the country in my kayak and I fish for 2 days, there's a very high likelihood I'm going to land a 50-pounder plus. I've just proven it. Stats are stats. Well, at this tournament, the last 3 years, it's 200 boats over 2 days, 8 hours a day. 2 of those years, not a 50-pound fish was caught. 1 of those years, not a 40-pound fish was caught. This past year, only one 50-pound fish was caught. And this is 200 anglers. And these are, if you just run down the list of angler names, these are some of the best catfishermen in the country, bar none. These guys go all over the country and absolutely crush it every single year at all these other tournaments. And at this tournament, you know, I like representatives like to say tournament results aren't scientific data. I'm sorry. Your shocking results are not the same as tournament results. Like these are the best of the best doing what they do, and they can barely put up any numbers. So this is a 10 fish tournament over 2 days. First place 2 years or 2023, 232. Okay, that's a pretty solid 10 fish bag. That's 23 pounds. But it drops off immediately. If you go to Sandusky Bay and you gave 20 of the best kayakers that I know 2 days on Sandusky Bay, we're all coming out with a 10 fish bag over 160 pounds. Sandusky Bay, that's channel cats. This tournament, these gentlemen are fishing for blue cats and they're fishing for flatheads. Like channel cats do get weighed in, don't get me wrong, but these guys are targeting blue cats and they're targeting flatheads. These weights are an absolute joke, and it's a direct reflection of commercial fishing and over harvesting a trophy catfish. If you go to the next year, 160 pounds won it. I promise you, you give me 2 days at Sandusky Bay, I will break 160 pounds easily with just channel cats in 10 fish. And anyone who's been to Sandusky Bay, you're nodding your head in agreement. Like, yeah, it makes sense. Yeah. Well, like we all would. Like, that's nothing special. That's how bad this river system is. And these are the results from 2025. Or I'm sorry, these are the results from 2024. This is when not a single 40-pound fish was caught. 200 anglers on the Ohio River, the Markland Dam stretch, or the Markland Pool. I apologize. Not a single 40-pound fish was caught. That is absolutely pathetic. That is not 200 anglers having a bad weekend. That's 200 anglers fishing the worst fishery in the country. And why is it the worst fishery in the country? Trophy Paylakes. Let's go this past year. Results slightly better. 234, 182, 170, 150. But again, drops off severely. So you mean to tell me in a fishery that is loaded with or should be loaded with blue cats and flatheads, the best 10 fish you could do is from one team over 200 pounds? Guys, that's only a 20-pound average. That's all that is. So you mean to tell me 200 boats couldn't average 20 pounds in 10 fish? That is an absolute joke. You go to any other tournament that has blue cats in those reservoirs, in those rivers, they're beating this with 3 fish a day. They're not beating this with 10. Sometimes they're beating this with 3 fish. You go look up some of the James River tournaments where they're doing 3 fish in one day. They could compete in this 10 fish 2-day tournament. Like these results are absolutely pathetic. And it's not a reflection of the anglers. I'm sorry, it's not. Because we have some of the best anglers who fish this tournament every year and they go crush it everywhere else. So I told myself I wasn't going to get emotional. The problem is the longer this video goes, the more emotional I'm going to get. So I may or may not have already said some things that I regret. I'm going to end this now. If we can get this over to him, that would be great. If you guys could call and email, that would be great. And I'm going to get back to finishing up all the tournaments that we have for 2026. Kayak Mike out of here.